actually always knew that I wanted to be a biologist because when I was a child, I read a book about a wizard who could talk to animals. And so I thought biology was the closest thing that I could get when I realized that wizards weren't real.
Born and raised in Madagascar, I went to vet school in Madagascar. Master's degree in epidemiology at the University of Montreal in Canada, and then came here to do a PhD in biology, ecology, evolution, and systematics.
Growing up in Papua New Guinea is northeast of Australia. It's a tropical country, so it's just above the equator. You're always exposed to nature. Growing up, I have childhood memories of going and playing with, looking for birds, And so I knew that I wanted to study something that was related to that.
So I am Camilo Calderon. I come from Colombia. I started working with bats roughly 11 years ago when I was working in a mammals collection in my previous university in Colombia. And I had to organize about 2,000 bats into the different genus and species and the different localities that we had. And after doing that for a month, I decided that bats were really interesting.
When I started undergrad, I knew that I was interested in wildlife and conservation, but beyond that, my career goals were vague at best. But once I got here, I became involved pretty quickly in one of the research labs, in Dr. Parker's lab, and had the opportunity to learn things like DNA extractions in the lab that year, and then go to Galapagos as a research assistant over the summer. And so that definitely put me on the track of field biology.
When I was looking into graduate programs, I knew that I wanted to do research that merged conservation with animal behavior, and the perfect merger was to go into bumblebee research because their conservation is direly needed and they're model organisms in the study of behavior, but nobody had really merged the two.
So we have the Missouri Botanical Garden and the St. Louis Zoo and many universities that are involved in ecology evolution research. But the Harris Center kind of combines it all and provides an outlet for everyone to become more focused in these conservation goals.
In my opinion, there should be like a giant banner on the biology website page that says, Harris Center, this is what I can do for you.
We have now attracted 22, I think, endowments that we manage to provide the various services and benefits to the graduate students. We offer 5 endowed fellowships, and that provides full stipends, all tuition, some research money for 5 students for 4 years each in plant conservation, and then we have 1 endowed fellowship with the zoo in animal conservation. So some of them receive kind of full ride scholarships with their tuition and stipends paid. All of the students who are associated with the Harris Center can participate in our competitive grants program, and so once in the spring and once in the fall, we offer research grant opportunities.
I received a research grant from the Harris Center to help fund my pilot study over the summer, working with disease ecology of Galapagos penguins. And then I also took a research course in tropical field biology at the Organization for Tropical Studies in Costa Rica, and I wouldn't have ever been able to afford to do that without the funding from the Harris Center.
It provides a lot of advantages for graduate students in terms of financial funding, in terms of collaborative research within other institutions, as well as experts from other fields.
So some of the faculty at the Missouri Botanical Garden, the St. Louis Zoo, they serve on the advisory committees for the students. They provide facilities. The Missouri Botanical Garden has a wonderful library, for example, that's open to the students.
Also, have had several travel grants as well for conferences and professional meetings where I could present the work that I'm doing and be able to network and develop some collaborations with other researchers as well.
The more support you can get, the better. You get field assistants, in this case, you get undergraduates to help you. This is all helping your program, but it's also helping the undergraduates that are coming up.
Bob Marquis, who was the Harris Center chair at the time, was like, hey, all first-year students trying to plan pilot projects should apply to the Harris Center because, the purpose of the Harris Center is to help you have a successful pilot so that you can then use that data that you get in your pilot project to apply to national grant competition.
They've also provided me funding to go to different scientific conferences that have really helped integrate me into the scientific community.
It's one of the things that's really wonderful about the center is that these students come and they form a cohort and they are very socially connected. They interact with each other outside of school. They work together on their science, and they then remain not just a network connected with us, but connected with each other.
The students come here and they know they're well supported both financially and spiritually, and the students all get along really well.
The department is great and the Harris Center is great because it provides you that environment to thrive academically, but also socially too, I think, which is a really, really important aspect. So that it also creates an environment for a lot of students here in the department to collaborate.
We set up our students, both undergraduates and graduate students, with internships. And sometimes when they graduate, they go to work for those places.
In part thanks to the Harris Center, which also helps us go to those meetings and portray our work and everything that we do. In one of these meetings, I met a colleague who was interested in working with me based on the things and the methods that I have been developing during my dissertation. And we started collaborating and talking, and this led to a formal job proposal.
It has given me a lot of confidence as a scientist. That has allowed me to also publish papers in peer-reviewed journals. Not a lot of people get to do that, and so that gives you a level of confidence in the field, and knowing that you can do this kind of research elsewhere. If you can do it in the US, you absolutely can do it in countries like mine.
Gave me the chance to start a job, a postdoctoral position next year. So I will not be where I will be next year if it was not for the Harris Center. I wouldn't be here right now if it was not for the Harris Center.
Imagining that the Harris Center didn't exist, trying to imagine how I would have done everything that I've been able to do in the 4 years that I've been in the PhD program, I don't see how it would be possible.
I would like to say Msurabitzaka, and that's how you say thank you very much in Malagasy. I'm hopefully a better researcher and conservationist thanks to their support, and I'm hoping to make them proud.
Conservation around the world starts at the Harris Center.
Konservasi di seluruh dunia dimulai dari Harris Center.
Fiarovan Tulian Miranzo Tutso de Manunketa Harris Center.
Conservação ao redor do mundo começa aqui, no Harris Center.
Harris Center Ego Pass Bilon Lukauti Mama Ground.
La conservación alrededor del mundo comienza en el Harris Center.
全球嘅世界保護從 Harris Center 開始。
La conservation de la biodiversité autour du monde commence au Harris Center.
Konservasi insay denging dunia diwiwiti in Harris Center.